Hi, my name is Sage and I'm the Youth Program Coordinator here with Community Services Unlimited. And welcome to another Garden Gateway virtual workshop. Today we're going to be talking about managing pests in an organic garden. So managing pests in an organic garden is an ongoing activity. So a pesticide is any substance that is used to control insects, animals, or plants that are considered to be pests. And in an organic garden, we're choosing not to use those chemical pesticides because of the impact they have on the overall ecosystem, the plants, the soil, and ourselves. So when you use a chemical pesticide, they actually attack some of the soil. And we know that good soil is alive, and pesticides actually go in and are harmful to all of the living microorganisms within soil. They also sterilize insects and attack their neuroinhibitors. They're not killing off a lot of insects, they're kind of maiming them, if you will. So understanding that, if we can make the connection to then we're eating those plants with those same pesticides, you can assume that they're pretty harmful for us as well. And that's a commonly agreed upon fact that pesticides aren't good for us. So in maintaining an organic garden, we're trying to maintain the health of ourselves, the soil, the plants, and all the insects within our little ecosystem. If you plan on growing your produce organically, managing and navigating pests is going to be an ongoing and active activity. Sometimes it can be as easy as just plucking it right off the plant. Other times you could spray it down if it's a hardier plant like a collard. And then other times you're really going to have to really look all over the plant, all of its nooks and crannies under the leaves and everything to make sure that you find any hidden eggs or bugs chilling on your plant. And so it's really important to investigate the plant and figure out what kind of pest you're dealing with, because the solution is going to depend on the problem. And because we're dealing with organic options, sometimes it's always a good idea to use them in combination with each other, just to make sure that you're getting at all the different issues you could encounter. So we're going to go over a couple different recipes for some organic sprays you can make at home. Now we're going to take a closer look at this eggplant to go over how to examine a plant really fully so we don't miss any hidden pests. So when you're IDing a plant, you really want to make sure you're not just looking at the top leaves, you really want to look in all those nooks and crannies. So make sure you're flipping the leaves over, looking at the bottom of the leaves, and doing that just right now, we found a lot of aphids hanging out underneath the leaf. And so you also want to look at new growth and along the stems to see if there are any more pests on the plant. And on this eggplant, we actually found a lot of mealy bugs. And mealy bugs suck sap from the plant tissue, and they lay their eggs directly onto the plant and are here to stay. So it's a good thing we found them. We're going to want to spray this plant down and make sure we get rid of them before they demolish this eggplant. Now we're going to go over how to make an organic spray. One thing to note is that a really common ingredient in a lot of these sprays is actually garlic. And that's because the active sulfur compounds in garlic help eliminate fungus, deter vermin, and are highly irritant to a lot of insects. So that's definitely one of the ingredients we're going to be using today. We're going to be making a Garlicky Sophie spray. And it's pretty simple. You might have a bunch of these ingredients at home and you can just whip them together really quickly. So again, we're going to have garlic, we're going to use some chilies. If you don't have liquid Castile soap, you can also use bar soap and just grate it. We're going to need some hot water and a knife and cutting board, and we're just going to jump right into it. Cool, so first step is taking your water and pouring it in. About 2 cups. Now that we have our water done, we're going to chop up 4 cloves of garlic. I just smash them to get the skin off. You can do it however you like. And we're just going to chop it a little bit smaller. Okay. And now we're going to cut up our chilies. And just a note on cutting these, we don't want to chop them super fine. We just want to open them up so then when we strain it later, we're not getting a lot of chunks in our spray. So we're just going to slice them open and toss them in like that. It's okay to toss all the seeds in there because they're pretty big, so they should get strained out at the end. Toss it in there, and that's where they hold their heat. And then with the soap, like I said earlier, if you don't have the liquid soap, then you can go ahead and grate the bar soap. I'm not going to do that right now. We're just going to open up this guy. And one thing, when you're choosing liquid soap, you want to make sure that it's an organic soap. So you're not adding anything bad into the garden. And the soap's a really important addition because it gets sticky, sticks to animals' outer shells, and is really uncomfortable for them and sometimes breaks it down. So we're going to shake it up. And we're going to strain it later and then just go ahead and apply it to the plants, and it's going to last for about 2 weeks. So be sure to use it quickly. Okay, so right here we actually have a mixture that we made last week, and you can see in looking at the two of them that just sitting a week, it's already changed colors. This one also has different ingredients. In here we have some uncooked onion, pepper, garlic again, and we also added a little bit of neem oil. And so neem oil is something that you can just buy in the store and use in your garden, and it's a really great addition when combating pests because it actually kills pests in every stage of development. So while our homemade concoctions are only really going to address pests in their later stage, neem oil actually helps get rid of the eggs, the larvae, and the adult stages of insects. One thing you want to be super cautious with when using neem oil is that it can really burn the plants. So you want to make sure it's really diluted. So we only have like very little in here, and that's just so we can like get this up to the next level. Next, we're going to strain all of our liquids from our solids and make sure that all of like the small particles are out so it doesn't clog our sprayer, and then we're good to go. So we're going to funnel this and strain it into this and then get spraying. So now we're going to just spray right onto the plant, and I'm going to show you two different ways to spray. You can do the broader mist and just mist it, covers more surface area, or you can change how it shoots and actually kind of like use the pressure to get some of them off. And it won't get all of them off, especially with just this little sprayer, but the leftover, the spray will then do its job. And you can do that with a hose too, on the hardier plants, like we mentioned earlier. Just come in and really spray them down. Try to get the bugs just off the plants. Thank you for tuning in to this segment of Garden Gateway's virtual workshops. Be sure to follow us on Instagram for more updates, or go to our website at csuinc.org to sign up for our listserv and just know what's coming up next. Yeah, see you next time.